What's up, everyone? Jason Zwolak here of the Zwolak Group with First Team and Christie's International Real Estate. I hope you're all having a great week. For those of you tuning in for the first time, each week I tackle different real estate topics, all in the hopes of helping you navigate the world of home buying, selling, and investing. Over the past couple of years, homeowners have seen astronomical appreciation. During this time, one of the most debated topics is whether or not the bubble is going to burst on this housing market. Although it was 15 years ago, 2008 is fresh in people's memories. However, home ownership has become a major element in achieving success. A recent report from the National Association of Realtors finds that over 86% of buyers agree home ownership is still the American dream. Prior to the 1950s, less than half of the country owned their own home. However, after World War II, many returning veterans used the benefits of the GI Bill to purchase a home. Since then, the percentage of homeowners throughout the country has increased to the current rate of 65.5%. That strong desire for home ownership has kept home values appreciating ever since. The only time home values dropped significantly was during the housing boom and bust of 2006 to 2008. If you look at how prices spiked prior to 2006, it looks very much like the current spike in prices over the past 2 years. That has led to some people to be concerned that we're about to see a similar fall in home values. To determine if these fears are legitimate, let's look at what happened in 2008 compared to what's happening today. Back in 2006, foreclosures flooded the market. That drove down home values dramatically. The two main reasons for the flood of foreclosures were, number one, many purchasers were not truly qualified for the mortgage they obtained, which led to more homes turning into foreclosures. And number two, a number of homeowners cashed in the equity on their homes and then spent their equity on depreciating assets. So when prices dropped, they found themselves in an underwater situation. Their home was worth less than the mortgage on the house. Many of these homeowners walked away from their homes, leading to more foreclosures. This lowered neighboring home values even more. This cycle continued for years, and most people know someone affected by this housing crash. So what's different today? There are two major things in today's market that are much different. Number one, demand for homeownership is real. It's not artificially generated. Leading up to 2006, banks were creating artificial demand by lowering lending standards and making it easy for just about anyone to qualify for a home loan or refinance their current home. Today, purchasers and those refinancing a home face much higher standards from mortgage companies. There's always risk when a bank loans money. However, leading up to the housing crash 15 years ago, banks took on much greater risks in both the person and the mortgage product offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, and falling prices. Today, the demand for home ownership is real. It's generated by a reevaluation of the importance of home due to a worldwide pandemic. Additionally, lending standards are much stricter in the current lending environment. Purchasers can afford the mortgage they're taking on, so there's little concern about possible defaults. And if you're worried about the number of people still in forbearance, you should know there's no risk of that causing an upheaval in the housing market today. There simply won't be a flood of foreclosures. The second reason today's market is different, people are not using their homes as ATMs like they did in the early 2000s. When prices were rapidly increasing in the early 2000s, many thought it would never end. They started to pull money out of their homes to finance new cars, boats, and vacations. And again, when prices started to fall, many of these homeowners were underwater, leading some to abandon their homes. This increased the number of foreclosures, driving down values of neighboring homes. Homeowners haven't forgotten the lessons of the crash as prices skyrocketed over the past few years. Black Knight reports that the amount of equity available for homeowners to access before hitting a maximum 80% loan-to-value ratio has more than doubled compared to 2006, from 4.6 trillion to 9.9 trillion. The latest Homeowner Equity Insights report from CoreLogic reveals that the average homeowner gained $55,300 in home equity over the past year alone. Combine this with the data that shows that 41.9% of all mortgage homes have at least 50% equity, and homeowners will not face an underwater situation even if prices dip slightly. Today, homeowners are much more cautious. And even if homeowner is struggling with their payments, they can simply sell their home, taking advantage of the appreciation they've gained over the past 2 years and avoid foreclosure altogether. The bottom line is that the major reason for the housing crash 15 years ago was a tsunami of foreclosures caused by an abundance of loans that should have never been issued in the first place. With much stricter mortgage standards and a historic level of homeowner equity, the fear of massive foreclosures impacting today's market is not realistic. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you're notified every time I post. If you have any questions, send them to me directly or write them down in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer them as I am here to help in any way that I can. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and until next time, take care everybody.